Hello, good morning, good evening, and even good afternoon. Today I have brought a new topic about the business communication. It is about the purpose of business communication. Why business communication is required. What is the main function? What is the purpose? What is the intention of business communication? Why communication has to be done for business, right? Okay. I have made some of the slides, and these slides help you to understand the purpose of business communication, right? The main purpose of business communication is to communicate, to inform someone about something in our everyday life, right? It is to communicate, right? To inform about the everyday life activities, right? We communicate for variety of purposes, like to convince some of what we believe in. We communicate to convince. One purpose is to convince. Another purpose is to invite someone to action, bring them in the action, right? And the next one sometimes even to tell a lie. We tell lie, or just entertain, or we make fun, right? These are different types of communications, purposes of communication. First is to convince in the belief what we have in our mind. Second is to invite someone to come in action, to action. Third is to either tell lie, or entertain, or to have fun, right? These are the functions, purposes of business communication. To entertain is one of the primary purposes of films, right? Arts and television. Why we watch television? We watch television just to get entertainment. Art is for entertainment. Movie is for entertainment. In the same way, the communication we do in our workplace must be serious and ethical, and it has got four general purposes of business communications. The same thing, that is what I told you before. They are to inform. First is to inform. Second is to persuade, means convince. Third is to establish credibility, right, validity, and to build goodwill. These are the four functions, four purposes, not functions, purposes of business communication. It is also to maintain good relationship with the customer. Not only these are the functions of purposes of business communication, but it is also to maintain good relationship with the customer, right? Now let's see, communicate to inform. First purpose of business communication is to communicate to inform. New ideas, new thoughts, new beliefs, new plans, visions, thoughts, whatever the organizers or the businessman has thought in his or her mind, that must be communicated. And that through the communication, it must be informed to the customers, to the audience, to the people, and then only they know why the new product has come, why the company or organization has started the function, started the work, why it is there, why it is established. These sort of things must be known. To communicate to inform is the first purpose of the business communication. Informing is the first purpose of business communication. All kinds of notices put on the notice board is to inform or to notify the people about the message, what it is, right? That is to notify. The message of the notice board tells us that its purpose is to inform or to notify, and we know how receive the message, and we know how to receive the message, right? There is a K, 2 is missed, right? And we know how to receive the message. It is through the information we receive the message. It is through the informing process of communication we receive the message. We often communicate not being aware of what exactly the purpose of our message is. We do not know what is the purpose of the message, but we communicate. The sender believes that the audience needs the information and transmits it using appropriate channel or medium, right? Using appropriate channel, using appropriate medium, we just transmit the message, right? Communicating to inform seems an easiest thing to do, but giving information has to follow the following rules. Though it is easiest to see, it seems to be easiest, but it is not so easiest. We need to follow the rules. The rules are information is genuine and true. The information must be genuine. It must be true. It must not be tricky. It must not be false, right? The audience needs the information. Without information, audience cannot come in the organization, in the business store to get the goods, right? So they need the information. The audience expects the information. Without information, how they can perform? So they expect, they hope, right? The audience hopes to get the information, right? Something will change as a result of information. When information is given, and something will certainly change, right? Change comes through the result of information. If all these conditions do not meet, then we do not send the information, and if it becomes unnecessary, as well as overloaded information. If these rules are not followed, if information is not genuine and true, if audience are not informed, if the changes do not take place, naturally the communication process proposes become unnecessary. Communication proposes become overloaded with information, right? Taking others' time without any purpose is not the meaningful communication. Either it is business communication or personal communication. We should not take others' time without any purpose. So there must be some of the purposes for communicating, and either in business purpose or in personal communication, others' time must not be consumed, must not be taken without any genuine process, right, or purposes. Now, second task is to communicate to establish credibility. Credibility means validity. Validity means believable, trustworthy, right? Credibility means the quality of being believable or trustworthy. The message given through the communication must be trustworthy. It must be believable, right? Unless the audience finds the communicator believable, the communication fails to achieve the goal. There must be just believable. If it is not believable, what happens? The communication fails to achieve the goal, does not meet the goal. According to Aristotle, a person with good ethical and moral standing is believable. Besides it, the following factors help in establishing credibility. How we can create the credibility? Creating credibility depends upon these points: expertise and competence. If the communicator is expert, and then it is believable. If it is communicator is competent, and it is believable. If the communicator is professional, and if he or she has a professional image, and it is credible. If he or she controls of emotions, that is the way of getting credible. Personal ethics and integrity. There must be personal ethics and personal integrity for establishing credibility. Without these things, the audience or the people do not exactly get the idea of credibility. They do not believe in it. Expertise and competence, let's see, means the knowledge in the relevant area and ability to perform a job enhance credibility, right? It enhances credibility. There must be expertise, competence. The medical doctors display the degree and area of expertise along with their names, and it adds credibility in their profession. In the same way, the ability to do something effectively, skills and competency help us learn trust with the audience. If the doctor does effectively, people believe it. If the company gives the effective service, and people, customer believe, and the audience believe in it. So without credibility, business communication does not become meaningful. For credibility, there must be expertise. There must be competency of the service, of the organization, of the speakers or communicators, right? Professional image means the ability of handling the task in the workplace effectively and properly, right? The task must be handled effectively, must be handled properly, must be handled skillfully for professional image. If the doctor does not do better performance in his operation, a surgeon, if he does not do, and what happens? People do not believe, does not, he or she does not have professional image. It depends on how our clients or co-workers and management view us in terms of skills, expertise, readiness to work, and our relationship with other employers. How we are there, familiar, effective, creative, doing good work, to have the professional image with the co-workers, with the clients, with the audience, with the management, and then how expertise we have, how ready we are in our work. That makes us professional, that creates us professional, our professional image. With positive professional image, we learn trust from co-workers and management. Readiness to work, loyalty to organization, and projection of pleasant personality are crucial to developing positive professional image. Positive professional image is quite important, and to develop these things positively in professional image is quite meaningful. Now, control of emotions. How we can control an emotion? Refer to external stimuli. We should not become angry. We should not become unnecessarily just annoyed with anyone else. Right? We get scared when anticipated something bad will happen, and we get angry when we experience injustice. We become happy when something good happens to us, and we become sad when we lose something we love. So these things is not good. We should control our emotions. Even in sadness, we should become happy. We should show happiness, happy, cheerful face with the customers, with the audience. So sadness, happiness, fear, anger are our primary emotions. These emotions are always to be within our control if we want to become professional. But in professional life, unnecessary display of such emotions often leads to negative perception of our personality. Our personality also can be reflected in negative sense, right? Professionally, we are not good enough if we are not able to control all these emotions. So controlling emotions means managing or putting or keeping better professional image, right? People do not often trust those who easily get angry, become sad and unhappy, right? So for the trust of the people, we should not become angry. We should not be seen quite sad. We should not be quite just like happy and unnecessary things. Controlling and managing emotions enhances our credibility. We must control our emotions, and if we control and if we manage our emotions, our anger, our sadness, our happiness, and then that really enhances our credibility, validity, right? Personal ethics and integrity, that is another purpose, has the concept that telling lie or circulating false informations and distorting facts make unethical communication. We should not destroy, twist, change the facts. Information should be given exactly as it is to be, right? And distorting the facts and unethical communication cannot keep our personal ethics, cannot make us just good in the eyes of others. By upholding ethical behavior and maintaining integrity and honesty in our interactions with others, we can establish ourselves as a credible person. We need to be a credible person, right? And this kind of qualities should be involved in our communication. Personal ethics and integrity can have the best impression to the customers and the audiences for establishing credibility and trust in the business communication. If there is personal ethics, if there is personal integrity, if the audience trust with the person, and there is credibility, there is trust, there is good communication process in the business, right? Now, communicate to persuade. How we can persuade others, how we can convince others. To persuade is to convince someone to accept our ideas, views, and positions, right? We have been communicating to persuade all the time, such as convincing a group of friends to go hiking, or even getting our parents to buy a new bike for us. That is a persuasion. If we convince our parents to buy a bike, a car, or just laptop, and what happens? That is the act of communication. That is the purpose of convincing, persuading through the communication, right? The need for persuasion arises when the audience is likely to disagree with us in the first place. If the audience does not like, if the audience is against us, and what we have to do, we need to persuade. Without persuasion, without convincing, audience cannot come to the point, right? When we write a job application, we try to persuade the prospective employer that we are the best candidate for the job. So even through written communication, we are trying to convince the job provider that we are the best candidate for the job. Please so select us. That is the purpose of convincing, persuading, right? Businesses try to persuade the customers about the merits of their products through the advertisements. There are many advertisements, and through the advertisements about the merits, advantages of the products are given to them, to the customers. That's why customers come and buy. Business proposals are examples of persuasive communication. They try to convince the investors and the management of the profitability to a proposed business idea. So proposed business idea must be accepted, must be trusted by the customers for the business communication. So persuading the customers, persuading the audience, persuading the people is one of the best technique, best purposes of business communication. However, persuading and the educated audience is one of the hardest things to do. So persuasion requires something more than just informing. It is not only informing, it is to try best with different things, right? According to Joy Conger, 4 factors help us persuade people, and they are establishing credibility. If we establish credibility, we can persuade. It is about expertise and developing good relationship with co-workers. We must have skills, we must have expertise, we must have good relationship with the co-workers, and then we must have intimate relationship, and naturally they are persuaded. If we demonstrate skills and knowledge over time, our friends and colleagues are more likely to be convinced of our views and opinions. If we do not have that sort of knowledge, skills, and then colleagues and our co-workers may not trust, may not get convinced with our views and opinions. Another point is proving a frame for common ground. We need to prove ourselves as a good person. A common ground is often called win-win situation, right? Common ground should be framed, should be made. We might disagree with our parents, but we cannot deny their good intention between what they want us to do. Parents are never against of us. We may not agree with the parents, but their intention is always for us to do good. So their intention must be respected. So highlighting and identifying the benefits, the audience is likely to get out of what they say. What we say or propose is the best way of persuading our audience. We must highlight the positive side. We must highlight the benefits and advantages of the goods, of the products, and then naturally the people get persuaded, right? Proving reasons and evidence, that means we must give the reasons, we must give the evidence, proofs, right? People do not just believe what they hear or read. They need the proof, they need the fact, they need the reality to trust. We must provide strong reasons and evidence to support our ideas for the audience to believe us. If we do not provide strong reasons, strong evidence to support our ideas, and the audience generally do not believe us. Just saying that a business idea is profitable is not enough, but we must prove it, how it is profitable, how it has become profitable, how it has become useful, right? We need to explain why and how it's profitable by presenting reasonable fact and idea and data, right? So these are the things to persuade the people. Now another thing is connecting in more emotionally, right? How we connect. Congur believes that people often make decisions based on their emotions rather than clear reasoning. People often make decisions without clear reasoning, but on the basis of their emotions. Emotions always cannot make us successful. So emotions play an important role in persuading people, right? It plays the significant role in persuading people. As communicators, we should establish an emotional rapport, means good relationship with the audience, by showing our strong belief and competent towards the ideas we put forward, right? Communicate to build goodwill. Now another last point is we communicate to build goodwill, means good relationship. Goodwill can be taken as an intangible asset of a company, right? Goodwill is the reputation the company has in the community. Building goodwill is the long-term purpose of business communication. Banks and the private organizations send the seasoning greetings and birthday wishes to their clients is part. This is part, not part. There is spelling is okay, a little bit missed. R is missed. As part, right? Not part. As a part of their efforts at building good relationship, goodwill, right? They say they are part, right? And then goodwill in business communication is the ability to create and maintain positive relationship with others. We must have positive relationship with others. We must have good ability to create, right, the relationship with people. Such relationships are based on trust and integrity, loyalty, openness, consistency, competency are the 5 elements of good building trust, right? Integrity, loyalty, openness, and consistency. These are, and even trust, these are the 5 elements of building good trust. Companies try building trust and goodwill through a variety of communication tools such as promotional messages, social work, and consumer and customer care. There are these sort of things for the purposes of communication. Out of these purposes, the communication really takes place meaningful and useful way. Okay, these are some of the purposes of communication. Please read it, go to the slide, and then get your own developed idea. Thank you very much.